Hey Gabe, I gotta be honest with you. Spring allergies, not my thing, not my forte. Um, I don't know who decided to plant all these trees that produce pollen. Apparently, it's a human thing where we plant a lot more male trees than female because like there's some part of it that's more desirable than females. For us, like resource gathering wise, so there's an overabundance of pollen producing trees, and that makes me really bad during the spring, especially right now. I'm sorry, I have to get another tissue. So I've been waking up having blow my nose a bunch of times, and I was with Evan at dinner yesterday at El Rey, and I was just, oh my god, I couldn't even breathe in there. It was horrible. So that's how my spring is going right now. But you can see that the beard's coming out okay. The mustache is working out all right. I went to Evan, and he told me that I look like at least 5 years older, which is great. I like that. I think we're going to keep it. We're probably going to trim it as time goes on. This little bottom bush over here, that's very nice too. Let me put this tissue up my nose, but I'm going to do that off camera. I won't lie, things have slowed down a little bit. Primarily because, or primarily due to, actually, let's just go step by step, right? Western Governors University. Right now, we are still in Introductory Communications. It's been 2 weeks since I started, and I'm planning on hopefully finishing today, right? Because I just finished, reading all the coursework, and if I take the pre-assessment and I do pretty good on that, I'm gonna do the objective assessment, and we're gonna pass that. And on top of that, there's also a performance assessment, which I want to finish up today. I kind of wrote halfway of a draft yesterday, although it was more relevant to myself than it was for the speech. But it was nice to kind of just get like the brain going, just kind of like freestyle writing whatever I feel like. I feel like I can very easily adapt it into something that I can, turn it in for the rubric and get the passing grade on that. It would be nice to get everything done today on time, as I predicted, because I wanted to take 2 weeks for this class and then move on to my last class, which is applied probability and statistics, my only math class for this quote unquote semester before I accelerate. So that's slower than expected. I mean, I planned for it to take 2 weeks, but I mean, compared to like the one class a week approach of last time, it is a little bit slower. As far as the Sonic game is concerned, we're working on the level right now. It's a foliage furnace zone like aesthetic type remake, where it's a construction site. And so far, I've made all the gimmicks for the level. Maybe I might add more, but there's like these kind of like seesaw lift platform where if you stand on one, that platform is gonna sink, and the other one is gonna go up. So if you're standing on that one, it'll go down. The other one will go up. Whatever. It kind of leads to like this fun little balancing act of like, oh, let's. It's fun. You have to see it for yourself. And I took the Ratchet and Clank design mentality of it just it's more important that the player feels smart. So what I did is I made this gimmick of like a spin dash key. And there's like this one level in Sonic 3 called Marble Garden Zone where if you spin on like the blue wheel or whatever, it brings down like a certain platform. It's not puzzle solving per se, but it just feels nice when you do it. So I just put one of those in the game. When you spin dash, it brings down like a construction platform, and when you stand on that construction platform, it brings it back up. It's nice. It just feels good. It just gives the player something to do, basically. And apart from that, we've also got the hang lift, which is already programmatically in there, so that's pretty good. We've got like the four rotating platforms. I kind of like tweaked around with the controls to get that worked out. What else did we put in? We put in the buzz saws. That was me. The buzzsaw turtle, that was a nightmare to program, but that was also me. What else? Feels like I made a lot more than I remember making, but right now I'm going through the process of actually implementing the level. I think by this time next week everything should be done with Act 1. Act 2, maybe. We're trying to be optimistic here, but as it stands right now, there's a couple of problems with, the nature setting. Because I wanted this to kind of be like a little mismatch where you know, it's a construction project for some sort of factory out in the middle of this serene, beautiful forest. And I kind of wanted the forest part of it to be very open, very non-linear. Like you can pretty much just go anywhere. Like in terms of like verticality and exploration, I wanted that to be extremely open. And then like when you get to this construction site, it is extremely linear, kind of claustrophobic. Everything's closed off. But the problem is I have issues designing open Sonic levels where it's like, you can go anywhere. It just feels very off to me, and like it's not my area of expertise. So as it stands right now, it's a fairly linear level the way I'm designing it, but I'm hoping that at the end I kind of get some inspiration to basically just design like a very open part of the level. And then of course is Act Two, which I'm debating whether or not I want to make it like some sort of like really weird gimmick. Like I like the Act Two soundtrack for Foliage Furnace so much, I was thinking of making it a musical level, but I don't think I'll be able to pull that off considering I don't have that many good programming chops. I apologize for the allergies, I really do. It's killing me right now. The second option is to make it based on like conveyor belts. But if I had an entire level where like the entire premise is like you can't stand still, you're always on a conveyor belt. I don't know if it'll pan out properly. I'd have to see. I'd have to play around with it. But either way, we're working on it. We're making progress. As far as the weight is going, we're off a Nutrisystem, so we're kind of going with our own route of like 1,500 calories a day. Thankfully, with what I bought from Stop and Shop, it's actually, I want to say, relatively easy to stay within that target. Uh, Um, and I'm kind of excited that, maybe I'll lose more than 1 pound this week, but I haven't weighed myself, so let's see. And honestly, I might have to cut off the video because, I mean, these allergies are killing me, and it's not really good entertainment to just like listen to some guy like huff and puff through his nose. So, we might have to cut it off after I weigh in, but we'll see how good the results are. That's looking pretty good. Let me do it again just one more time for good measure. Yep, that would be 4.5 pounds. Not bad. We're almost in the 170s. That's a pretty good feeling. Slow and steady wins the race, I guess. But I'm gonna cut it short because my allergies are killing me right now. I'm sorry, Gabe. I know you probably want to hear more, but um, went to church on Sunday as usual. Hung out with Evan yesterday. He wants to quit his job now. Went to a driving range for golf. That was pretty cool with my dad. Nothing really else going on right now except for the fact that like these allergies are killing me, man. But I'm gonna get back to it. I'll catch you later, man. Peace.